The Nuwejaars Wetlands Special Management Area is situated on the Agulhas Plain, which has been described as one of the most species-rich areas in the Fynbos bio. It's situated just north of the southernmost tip of Africa at Agulhas, and it conserves numerous threatened ecosystems, as well as diverse wetland habitats and the Nuwejaars River and its associated floodplain. Landowners have committed their natural portions of their property and secured them through title deed restrictions and are bound by a management plan that looks towards securing these areas, specifically the threatened species that occur in the ecosystems, and doing what they can to make sure that those species that are really tied towards whether they will go extinct or not are secured through the work that they do in the special management area.
We are Anura Africa. We are South Africa's only NGO dedicated to amphibian conservation, and we focus on research, monitoring, habitat management, habitat protection, and most importantly, the upskilling of the next generation of conservationists throughout Africa.
A core focus area for Anura Africa is to make sure that we can implement management interventions that are really backed up by conservation evidence. So our involvement with the Nuwejaars Wetlands has stretched over the last couple of years, but recently we've formally agreed to a conservation partnership where we're working towards research on the microfrog, the habitat that it uses within the special management area, and we'll look towards being able to secure funding and to be able to implement management interventions that will really secure the Nuwejaars River as the core conservation area for the species. And then we'll plug one of these cables into another little external microphone, which we'll put on another pole. So we use the right microphone pointing into the frog. The conservation management team at the Nuwejaars Wetlands have done incredible work for many years. They managed to join us in the wetland systems and the floodplains to be able to deploy acoustic arrays. Now, an acoustic array is basically 6 microphones. We deploy it with 3 Wildlife Acoustics SM4 devices and 3 external microphones that make up the 6 mics, and these are deployed in a hexagonal shape around the calling population of microfrog. And we start recording at exactly the same time point, and as we record for half an hour, we'll be able to analyze that data and determine exactly how many individuals are calling by being able to map them in space and time. So it's probably the best technology available to be able to get robust data to determine population numbers, and it will give us a very good idea of how strong the population is on the Nuwejaars Wetlands, but also how the microfrog on the Nuwejaars Wetlands are using those different plant communities that make up the wetland vegetation variants. Where you've got landowners like within the Nuwejaars Wetlands that have taken their agricultural land and they are working with that to be able to produce wines, wheat, canola and barley, but on top of that, they've taken their natural portions and put that into conservation areas. And securing those is absolutely critical within the lowland ecosystems to ensure that habitat can continue to function, that it's resilient enough that it can adapt to environmental change in the future, and that the populations of amphibians that are reliant on those areas are robust enough that they can also continue to thrive for many, many years to come. I'm always struck by the fact that there's such incredible habitat, there's such incredible species that are still out there, even with all the doom and gloom that we highlight as environmentalists and conservationists. And it's a wonderful opportunity for us to be able to meet farmers, committed landowners, conservation teams, such as at the Nuwejaars Wetlands Special Management Area, and that they opened up their farms and their conservation areas to us to be able to spend time in the areas doing the research. I've had some incredible moments of sitting in the wetlands with my waders and watching the sun going down as a breeding chorus erupts around me. And it's a wonderful feeling to be able to sit there and know that this critically endangered species has managed to become endangered through the work that the Nuwejaars Wetlands have been doing for many years. And long may it continue, and hopefully with the conservation evidence that we collect and the management interventions that we put in place, we'll be able to keep ensuring that the microfrog can move from endangered to vulnerable, with the ultimate goal of being able to secure it so that it can be least concern and we can target another species that's threatened by extinction.